Uh, Erik, how's it going? Uh-oh, my internet connection is unstable. Let's see how it's looking.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Doing pretty good.
All
I'll be
right.
right there.
Sure. Alright. I should post a picture of, what's his name? Let's see. I'll do studio mode. Hi, someone. Hey, Lucas. Hey, Zox. Alright. Hey, Kat. Ooh, you guys get to keep the moderator stuff. That's pretty cool. That's a good idea. Hey, Bram, how's it going? Yeah, Zox. I don't know. There's no voting function yet, but if it eventually we'll create one. Amy Matura, you should come on because Elizabeth Warren, she's my senator. I got a lot to say about Elizabeth Warren.
Oh
Hi,
boy,
Ellis.
it's one of those nights, huh?
Yeah, some people don't like. Well, Amy's saying she doesn't like Tim's take on Elizabeth Warren, but yeah. Let's see.
I think she could be a lot stronger on certain issues and not be quite so wishy-washy.
Well, basically, it's everything other than wagging, pretty much almost anything other than wagging finger at capitalists and in the financial industry.
Yeah, I find it, in my opinion, it's like it's easy to like be against the man, but then when it comes down to actually being against the man, they're like, oh, yeah, it's okay, it's cool. It's that's kind of how I
I'm
feel.
sorry,
like.
I dirtied your suit, sir.
No, it's not.
Hmm?
The guy who was on last night. Anybody here catch that?
Oh wait,
Which one?
I heard something about it? Like some kind of Nazi showed up.
Yeah.
Don't call him Nazis. He wasn't no Nazi.
I don't know.
He's just a failed troll, is what he was.
He just really pissed me off. Okay,
Hey,
I only got a few minutes because I was getting into bed. What pissed me off is that the guy quotes a very easy to debunk statistic, where he mentioned that the per capita incident of crime is higher among black people than among anybody else. There's a huge issue with that, and that is this: you look at the inner city, and what's the per capita disparity between cops in the inner city and cops in rural areas? If you lay that graph over the other one, they nearly cancel each other out. It's very close. And then again, you take into account the fact that these people are put into very close quarters with one another. They have very little upward mobility. What do you expect? I mean, these are human beings that are basically put in really horrible conditions, and they're just trying to do whatever they can to survive. I mean, I don't know, that guy just really pissed me off.
No, that I'd be pissed off. I mean, you know how. I mean, you've seen how I get over people like Sargon of Akkad. If I had to deal with that, I'd probably have literally broken my mic. Yelling at the mic.
Just really pissed me off because it's easy to pick out a statistic like that, and just looking at it, you can tell that there's something seriously wrong.
Yeah, don't worry about trolls. They're there to get a rise out of you.
I realize that. It's just it worked. To be honest with you, it worked. It really got under my skin.
No, yeah, I think it would have gotten under most people's skin. So don't feel like yeah. Like the thing is with trolls like that is that they aren't just looking for for people who are just simply easy targets. They're mostly opportunists. They take on people who they feel not necessarily who's the weakest in the group, but the one they think they can get the biggest rise out of.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
And the particularly persistent ones are willing to stick at it for months, if not years, to get that rise, just for that payoff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, on the one hand, you usually 9 times out of 10, it's best to just leave them alone.
Here's the guy. Here's an image. You can see it on your YouTube. So he was on the video and he forgot to turn off his camera, and so you can see him. And I put a little Pizzagate reference from.
That's funny.
I hope it gets right.
That is funny.
Hi.
Hey, Eric.
Hey, Eric, how you doing, man?
I
Good. How about
I
yourself?
hope that asshole
Good.
is ready to explain that to his employers.
Oh, well.
No, I'm not actually that vindictive.
I think they're just trying to have fun, and they failed. I would say they did piss some people off, so they won that round. But that guy,
I wasn't triggered.
that guy, he wasn't too smart.
Well, never. I don't.
Anybody can win a round of anything almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I phrase it like this: it doesn't take a genius. I don't give trolls a lot of credit for intelligence. I give them points for cleverness, but actual long-term strategy and planning, yeah, they tend to be a little bit on the wayside when it comes to that part.
Yeah.
Actually, what's really funny, I mean, I called up because I was kind of mad at Tim Black. Oh, I love him. I will still love him. I'm not going to, because I think he does the right thing. But I disagree with him on Elizabeth Warren. And I think that you can differentiate Elizabeth Warren. And I'm not going to defend her as a corporate Democrat or anything. But I think you can defend her. But she never voted. And I don't think she would ever vote for anything that was anti what the truth was. Like, she never voted for the Patriot Act. She never voted for the war in Iraq. She never made that vote that made me. And yeah, every time that I wanted her to do something more, she didn't. But, you know, she really did do a lot with the bankers. She got them to pay some money, even if it's not a lot of money. She worked for that. And she was one of the only voices that did. And so courage, yeah, that's courage. It's restrained courage. But still what she did was courage because no one else did it. You can't like throw her away. Because, you know, it's like if I threw away Tim Black because I disagreed with him on this point. I mean, it's just not right.
But
and
I think at this point in time, in regards to politics and our current situation in America, we need strong leaders. We need strong politicians.
We deserve better. This has been my point from the very beginning. If you're just going to give lip service to progressive ideals,
no, but
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know, but she came out publicly and said that. She publicly came out and said recently that, like, single payer, that's it. And the next time, if she ever votes against it, I'm wholeheartedly against her. Like, done. We're done. We're done.
Here's
let
my
me.
problem.
Actually, Bram, can I?
No, go ahead.
So, I'm kind of in the. I kind of leaning towards Bram's side, but I want to kind of explain why I feel that way. If it had been just one issue that that I disagreed with Elizabeth Warren on, because I have people who I have singular disagreements on about say certain people or certain topics and issues. It happens all the time. I personally, and people who know me in this chat already know, I have my disagreements about certain figures within
Can I pardon
the
say,
media
and
that
both of you are less than 38 years old?
Yeah.
Can I pardon you both?
No,
No.
I turned 45 next month.
Wow, you look young, Bram.
I wouldn't even believe that you were.
Fair, that's
You're
fair.
not less than, but what I'm saying, like, we grow up, like, people grow up, and she grows up, and everybody grows up as people. Like, we're all human beings, right?
Right, of course.
Okay, and Elizabeth Warren thinks, and she has a great story. She's got a great story. She's got I grew up in a really poor family, and I'm a really smart woman, because I am. And, you know, I went to community college, and, you know, and I'm this really great human being. And when she was explaining economic policy to Hillary Clinton, when she was the first lady of the United States, and I was a child.
Right. I mean, but remember that pendulum can swing.
I was the same age as Chelsea Clinton in Westchester, New York, where those people still live now. I know. I know exactly like what that's like, and I also know like someone coming from a southern state to be like, well, I'm going to be senator of your state now because my husband was there. It is a little bit crazy. I mean, it's all a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
And he wasn't a Democrat. But the point is, I don't think that you can be like, Liz. You don't have a record. Give her a record, and also I want you to give her
Here's the thing with Elizabeth Warren.
Like I'm not discounting her prior record. That's not what I'm trying to do. What I'm saying is that given her recent behavior, I have reason to put doubt on her veracity to be an effective leader for the movement. Now, could she be still a very potent ally? Possibly. I'd still be willing to lend that much credibility to Elizabeth Warren. But would I want her in charge of the apple cart? I'm less dubious, and trying to sell by herself. That I'm less confident about. That's I think the point that most of us have. I'm as an anarchist, I don't want to put too much stock into individual leaders within the state apparatus to begin with, but I'm willing to concede that Elizabeth Warren could be a potential ally for working class objectives, but it's not something that you should be wholly reliant on.
Okay, Broken Carpenter, go ahead. I want to say something.
Baba Booey. No. No, first, man, here's the thing. Elizabeth Warren tells a story all about how she taught Hillary Clinton what the problems were with what was happening, and Hillary Clinton said yes and stopped things. Then when she became the New York senator, she flipped on it. And then Elizabeth Warren stayed silent during the primaries. That isn't the move of a leader.
Okay.
That isn't. Wait! I didn't interrupt you. That isn't the move of a leader. She's a follower, which is just fine for an ally, but she's a follower. As far as the banks goes, she's great. Her foreign policy sucks.
I'm conceding that point.
Her foreign policy sucks. She's
I'm not really
middling on other domestic issues.
Amy, please let
she never
finish.
Spoke out against Apple when it was happening. She doesn't have a record of standing in front of issues, of trying to get on in when issues are small and can be done. Something can be done about them. She jumps on an issue when she either thinks the tide's rolling or the issue's already been decided.
Okay.
You know, and that's her problem. That's why the idea of her being an ally is a good thing, but her being a leader isn't.
All right, go ahead, Amy.
I just wonder what is Elizabeth Warren's foreign policy, though, that you're speaking of. That you think that she is very, I don't know, pro-war or pro.
She is.
I think
any sort of selling arms to terrorist nations.
Yeah.
Like Saudi Arabia. What has she voted on that you think that she's pro that? Because I don't think she's done that. I think that she has been, and I'm not, you know, I judge her when she doesn't have a spine. Sometimes she doesn't come out and say, "Don't do that, don't do that." But I don't think that there's ever a thing that I know of that she voted for that I detestly, like, just hate.
Well,
and that's okay with me.
Besides banking issues, name me one issue that it's important to progressives that she's been out in front of.
What state are you from?
I'm in Washington.
That was
State.
like I asked you a question, and you asked me a question.
Asked you,
and that's not reasonable.
Because
I mean, that's
because Amy, you're asking incessant questions of other people without putting
okay.
up proof.
So Amy, Broken Carpenter, what state are you in?
I'm saying,
hey, Broken Carpenter, what state are you in?
Washington. I said so.
I'm in Massachusetts. She's my senator, Amy. So, I guess she left. But anyways, if the point was,
I gave her money. I have her T-shirt over there.
Here's my argument right here. This whole thing, the fact that we're arguing over these crumbs like universal health care and reining in the banks is absolutely absurd. It pisses me off. It's like Jamarl was talking about yesterday. What's a society that you want? What are you trying to achieve? These are things that we should have already had. And the fact that we're fighting with our representatives to get these crumbs pisses me off to no end. It's ridiculous. It's absurd.
No, but I mean, this is the ultimate consequence of of leading a political movement which is both ideologically and visionarily bankrupt. It's the Democrats are a party that has no vision and has basically fractured the left to such a degree that it has no vision aside from some perfected, idealized version of the world that we already existed in, which is still filled with exploitation, which is still going to be filled with CEOs gaming the system in order to maximize their profit at the expense of their workers. You will still have those same workers being exploited for their labor in order to produce surplus value so that the people at the very top can produce more money for themselves. These things are still going to happen, and the fact that the Democrats still haven't been able to figure out that basic equation is in no small part of the reason why we're stuck in this position in the first place.
They've figured it out. The issue is
they figured it out, but they
figured it out. They just don't care, because as long as the money continues to go into their pockets, they don't give a shit.
Exactly, that's my point. They figured it out, but they
figured it out. They just don't care, because as long as the money continues to go into their pockets, they don't give a shit. James. YouTube.
Or YouTube. James, your YouTube.
YouTube.
Every time. It's like every time.
It's me. Then you know it's me.
Fair enough.
Sorry.
Fair enough.
It's not that. It's like you always forget.
It's definitely a way to make an entrance.
Keep going. Sorry.
All right, here I got one for you, just so that you can say that I didn't say I gave you no vote. She voted for more defense funding to Israel in the middle of the offensive against Gaza last time. When they were bombing schools and blowing up children and basically just killing civilians for sport. And that was one of her votes that was particularly offensive. And she didn't need to vote yay on that one, you know.
Who was this, Hillary?
Oh.
No, this was Elizabeth Warren.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And
all right.
I can send a link. I could send the link to Ebon if you want, but I mean it's on here. I knew that vote was a bad one, and I just wanted to make sure I was right about it before I said anything.
Yeah, it takes a particular classification of scumbag to willfully profit off of the death of children.
Or just, I don't even mind, you know, I mind people that make a profit off of it. I also mind people that stand by and allow it to happen and say nothing.
Right.
Precisely my point.
Yeah. I mean, I know we're not in that little club, but there's enough people around that do, you know what I mean?
Come on. Like at this point, you should know what you're getting. You should understand what that vote would mean. This isn't.
Yeah, I mean, at the time, it wasn't a mystery. It was happening. You know?
Like you could literally turn on your Facebook feed and you could see them bombing, artillery shelling children on the beach.
Yeah. And that was a problem.
No, at that very same time, I remember reading this. At that time, you had people within the highest echelons of the Israeli government suggesting to each other that maybe we should go full Old Testament and slaughter the Palestinians from the men down to the children.
Avigdor, Lieberman. He's one of the ones that's in the cabinet. It's just a lovely fucker.
No, that was one of their female MPs.
Oh, well, I mean, I know he's one of the ones that usually spouts off like that, so that was just an educated guess.
Oh, go ahead, Stevie. You're going to say something?
Just like proving once again. Oh, go ahead. I'm going to
I mean, like, if you're not an ally, I mean, that's their whole job. They're supposed to be allies of the people. And if they're not an ally, they don't need to be in office, you know. Like if you're complacent with somebody screwing over their constituents, then you're not a very good ally for the people. that's how I see Elizabeth Warren and everybody else that are same as her, you know.
No, that's a fair. I think that's a fair position.
I agree.
But the thing is, who's strong enough to take her on? I'm not convinced that Josh Ford or Josh, whatever his name is the guy to do it, because his whole thing is go third party. I haven't heard him say enough about his policies to really be on board with him yet. He's anti-Elizabeth Warren. Well, why? You know, well, she's establishment. Okay, why?
Okay, yeah, so, that's a fair critique. That is a fair critique. And
but I do agree that Elizabeth Warren, you know, is heavily flawed. I think that her problem is, and I've said this before, is I think originally she tried to do the right thing, especially when it came to finance and money issues. But now she follows power. She follows the people who she thinks is going to continue to be in office. I don't think that she followed Hillary Clinton because she believed in what Hillary Clinton was doing. I think she thought she was going to win. So she wanted to follow a winner, and she blew it. She's following Manchin. And why? Because she thinks he's going to win, you know, he's going to get primaried. That's why. She's not following the policies. She's following the people that she thinks is going to win. And that's a very flawed tactic. At
No,
least
well-
in this day and age.
Yeah, that just shows weakness of character, and we don't need weak people. We need strong people that are going to stand up to all these people with power. Weak people can't do that. They're not going to make changes. I don't know.
It wouldn't be so.
It's not leading. That's the problem. It's not leading. You know, I am perfectly comfortable with her as an ally, but not as a leader.
And,
You know,
and
I agree with whoever said that earlier.
And here's the thing,
That's right.
TBC,
That
you
would be
supported
me.
her. I'm sure other people supported her in the past. Hell, I voted for her. She's my state senator. Would I vote for her
Okay.
again? No, not right now. We don't need senators taking her types of stances in what's going on, and the biggest fights that we're facing, biggest decisions that we're facing. She's just waiting, and I don't think that's what leaders need.
And
to
there
do.
are plenty of people who could do that waiting that aren't her. That's my thing. Like, anybody can wait. You could put anybody as a placeholder to wait things out. But when are you actually going to do something substantive?
Yeah.
I think she took the deal. This is what I think she did. And just from my perspective and watching her for many years, and she was spot on. I was with her. She was doing the right thing, supporting the right causes, standing with the right people. But I think when Hillary came back into play, I think there was a deal struck, and there's many of them we don't even see or know about. These backroom deals, these golf course deals, these parties that they have, and these big, there things happen out there that we don't even see or hear. So I think she took some kind of deal and she changed. She went in a direction that fucking pissed me off. I know pissed off Ed and other people.
Yeah, I mean, if she's gonna lose voters and support in her state, that's up to her. So, go ahead, Colin.
Hello.
Yep, go ahead.
There.
Yeah. Oh, you can hear me?
Yep. What's your name?
It's me, Kevin.
Hey,
Kevin.
Kevin.
Yeah.
Hey, Kevin.
Hello.
James is saying all the backroom deals and all that stuff. It's like he forgot to mention tarmac deals.
Oh.
Loretta Lynch tarmac deals.
Very nice.
Oh.
Golf,
A
Brexit, grandchildren.
Hey,
Gonna
to be fair, they were
That-
just talking about their
I think
grandkids.
I'm gonna need a sensu bean for that
No,
one.
there was more than that.
I think
Hey.
we're gonna need more sensu beans.
Hey, when I go on a tarmac to stop a very powerful person, I just talk about grandkids. I don't know about
Like
you
what,
guys.
what else would you talk
And
about?
golf.
Oh yeah, Brexit. That's the only thing we were talking about right before my wife was getting investigated. No big deal, right?
Yeah,
No harsh feelings, right?
I think it was tarmac extortion. And they were giving her
it's all good.
a she wanted to break.
There's no conflict of interest. None.
No, we're rational. We're rational.
No, it was more than that.
Of course. It was like right in our faces, man. It was amazing. That was the most amazing thing I've ever seen when I heard
We
that
just
Loretta
happened to
Lynch
bump into each
bill.
other on that plane. Did you catch that?
Go ahead. Sorry.
Hello?
Yeah,
Yeah, we can hear you.
Did you catch what I said there?
about they just happened to catch each other on the plane.
Yeah, they just happened to bump into each other. You know what I mean? Like, come on. How many planes are there? How many flights are there? And you just happen to run into each other here, and it just happens to be before this, and I just happen to be.
Oh, you're breaking up, Kevin.
Oh no.
Don't
You know
go.
what I mean?
We couldn't hear you the last.
The Magic the Gathering feminists have captured Kevin.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Look,
now
I
we
know.
can.
I feel like
They're coming after you, Kevin.
You get when you start going to long spurts, you seem to get broken up.
It starts sounding like that Aqualung, my friend. that weird way that the song Aqualung sounds like it's hollow and through one of those megaphone things. That's the way it sounds.
I was just saying, all these circumstances, Loretta Lynch would be the one to investigate her. She would be the one to move things forward if anything were to come about it. You know what I mean? And plus, she's got like direct ties to where she's like basically hung out with her and gotten money from her, and they've been involved in the same bullshit. Like, how in the fuck did she become? What was it? Fuck, I forgot what's the name of the title?
Attorney General, United States Attorney General.
Yeah. I mean, how do you become like? Was she? Okay, maybe I wasn't paying attention long enough. Was she better at the beginning?
Was she what?
Was she better at the beginning? Was she not so bad? Was it not so obvious that she was like, holy shit, she's crooked as all hell?
That's true. It's like as soon as Hillary comes around, it's like she starts pulling everybody into this dark hole of deceit and insidious behavior. It's just the fucking weirdest thing.
I wish I knew my Yu-Gi-Oh cards better because I could have a great analogy.
Well, she was put up as the Attorney General of Eastern New York by Bill Clinton in 1999, and then when I think she was taken over when George W. Bush came along, and then she got reinstated as the U.S. Attorney General when Barack Obama became president. So her first stint as an Attorney General in any form was by Bill Clinton.
Wow.
Yeah, that's not suspicious at all, right?
No. So
it just seems odd, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course.
And then Bill Clinton, I mean, how many circumstances have to fucking pile up for it? Like,
we couldn't hear you, Kevin.
Seriously, it was like a fucking... Okay, what did you hear?
I heard the F word a couple times.
Yeah.
That was it.
All the good stuff, man.
Yeah.
I'm just all the circumstances and then all these connections and God, it's like it's not a coincidence that these people. I mean, they literally the justice or whatever. Bill Clinton pretty much lined her up to get there at some point, right?
Yeah.
Well, not lined her up. I'm sure they'll help. And then it's like calling back a favor from years ago when you're in a position of power. I mean, is that just political back feelings, or is somebody getting blackmailed? What, you know? Because like that's not. Come on, that can't be normal.
It makes sense.
I mean, there's too many things that are coming up, and just too many associations between them, and too much money, and just it stinks to high hell.
Yeah, I mean, if the thing is with crime and getting money from crime is once you're in, you're in. I mean, they could do whatever they want. They could blackmail you. They could just out you, and just everyone else would just collude and say, no, this person was the one. We had nothing to do with it, and it's your allies are basically your own worst enemies at that point.
Well, I have a question for everyone.
All right, go ahead.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, my question is, what is the first thing that comes to mind when you hear this term, throwing them under the bus?
Well, I can answer that because I was about to say it anyway. If you're a controversial Democrat, why on God's green earth would you ever get on an airplane now? I mean, think of Paul Wellstone, think of Ron Brown, think of a lot of people. That's what I think about thrown onto the airplane. I mean, as far as thrown under the bus, there are some people who have taken hits for a candidate like Bernie and like Elizabeth. They got thrown under the bus, but there's some people who literally got thrown under a bus or thrown into a mountain.
Or shot mysteriously, or drug overdose,
Right.
or really, really, really suspicious shit, a hunting accident, or just craziness.
I mean, look at the JFK assassination, and look at the amount of people that mysteriously died after that. Dorothy Kilgallen, and a ton of people. That entire list, which is actually bigger than the whole. Now we're getting into to me, we're getting into JFK territory with Seth Rich and all everybody else. And I don't know when it started, if it started with Vince Foster or before, but I'm like, damn, all of Hillary's bodyguards. You talk about getting thrown under the bus. One guy probably was literally thrown under a bus. I mean, you look at the list of people who are mysteriously dying around the Clintons and around a lot of Democratic politicians. It's a scary thing. I'm not saying they pulled the trigger. I'm not saying they're Frank and Claire Underwood, but it's pretty damn suspicious. That's my tinfoil hat again.
You guys remember when Dick Cheney shot that attorney in the head?
Oh yeah, didn't the guy have to apologize to Dick Cheney?
Yeah, no, Cheney has never apologized to this day. So these fucking people, and if you're in the administration or anywhere around there, and Broken's gonna come. He'd love this one, I'm sure. And you can like stab somebody in the forehead on national TV, and you're fine. I swear, it just seems out. Oh, I was just trying. He had a zit. So I used this, butterfly knife, tried to dig out this better fit.
I love how he got to go back to the clubhouse, sit around, and have a few drinks before the cops interviewed him. That was one of my favorite parts.
Yeah, it's fucking insanity. I mean, they're so untouchable these days, and there's no. I mean, who was saying that the other day? I think it was Broken, but who's watching the watchers? I mean, there's no.
What was the deal with Mika and Donald Trump with Mika and the bleeding face? He's like, yeah, she was bleeding all around her face during the Joe interview or whatever. Morning Joe and Mika were interviewing Trump, and he said she was nuts, and she was like, I'm like, what the hell? I didn't understand it.
She said something, or Morning Joe Ball and the gang said something mean about Trump. So Trump jumped on Twitter to talk about how it's Psycho Joe and her came to Mar-a-Lago on New Year's Eve, and she was still bleeding from a facelift, and meanwhile they got pictures of her from then, and surprise, she ain't bleeding, It's just poor little, it's poor little Trump gets his feelings hurt in the morning and lashes out on Twitter. Just so presidential. I can't believe it. It's so glad they don't have that black man in there anymore, screwing up their presidency. Because that's all I heard the whole time he was in. His kids go out, come up, or going on vacation or wearing shorts. Oh, can you believe how they were dressed? Oh, blah, 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 blah. It's like at this point now, I don't take anything anybody says about a president is fair game, because this idea that we have some respect for the office has never been there, and don't let anybody tell you that there's some respect for the office. First off, we shouldn't have any respect for the fucking office. There are our employees, man. So I can pretty much say what I want. But the idea of the president taking time out of what should be a very busy schedule to tweet about Mika Brzezinski seems like a waste of his very valuable time. But that's just my thinking.
No, you know, I mean, that's the thing about these people. You know, like the thing about the like people like the alt right and the people like who tend to support Trump virulently with these real support feels crowd is that they are the most spineless, shallow, and petulant people that you could possibly come across. They go about constantly talking about, I don't give a shit about feelings. I'm a real person. I don't have emotions. And then when you make fun of them, they immediately fly off the handle at even like the barest form of satire.
Trump is just a man-child. I mean, everybody knows he's like a baby man, and he needs a babysitter. Give him a cookie every once in a while when he gets petulant and whiny and something bothers him. You know? Take him to the playground and let him play on the jungle gym. You know?
maybe some fried chicken in the case.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a cookie. It could be a salty snack, like a chip or fried chicken.
Did you guys see that? There's a video of Fox. Vicente Fox put out a video, and it is just freaking hilarious.
That killed me, man. That was one of the funniest things I've seen.
Maybe you put a bag of cookies inside the nuclear football, so when you're feeling angry, the cookies will make you feel better. Oh God. If you can get to it easy, Ariel, send it to Yvonne. That one was good. I was just rolling when I saw that.
Yeah. That's a good one. I shared that with Greg. He loved it. Send the box to Crazy Gringo.
Can you guys imagine the circus show that other countries get to watch?
Oh, it's great.
It's like they should have a reality show called America.
A documentary / reality TV show.
It's / comedy /
I've had the thought lately about, you know, I saw, you know, I don't know if y'all have seen the clips from California and the Capitol, the people yelling at Rendon about the, you know, public option bill that he's crushing. People they're pissed. I keep wondering who's going to be our Louis the 16th. Who's going to be that guy that just pushes the people over the freaking edge? Who's going to be? It could be Trump. He could be our Louis 16th. He could be that guy that's just so obnoxious and so immature and ineffectual and doesn't really care, and he's rich and he's pompous, and his wife, all she does is go out and spend money like Marie Antoinette. Is he going to be that one that just makes everyone just... The way that they're responding to Rendon really makes me think about stuff like that, because to me, there will be that point where the, you know, the pot boils. Finally, it's going to reach a full boil. And I feel like that's coming. I really do. I feel like it's, and you know, the sad thing is, of course, we don't know exactly how and when and where, but you know, at some point that pot's really going to boil over. And who is it going to be directed at? Are the people going to direct it at each other, or are they going to go after who's really the problem? And how is that going to come about? I mean, is it going to erupt into violence? It really could. These people look like they're ready to kill Rendon. You know what they're doing? They're all taking their medical bills and they're sending them to him. I think that is just so great. They're like taking their $3,000, $4,000 medical bill and writing on it, "Pay my bill," and sending it to the guy.
Well,
oh shit! I gotta do that.
It's really nice
when
one person. It's really nice when one person stands in the way and you know who it is. You know what I mean? There's no guessing about this one. There's only one name that needs to be said to get, you know, there's only one guy that needs to be fought about this, and it's Rendon. So, you know, I think it's great in a way because he's just a big freaking target now, and he should be, you know, for every, you know, all the abuse he's going to get from all the people that are sick in his state. They're gonna, you know, that the idea that we have to fix the ACA. Oh, we get, you know, why don't we get ahead of the game so that we don't get caught in Trump care or whatever, you know? I wish Washington would have that kind of oomph. You know,
Yeah.
I could get get involved and jump in there.
Have you guys seen pictures of Shkreli lately?
Who?
Skrelly?
They're like,
Oh God.
Oh, that's fuck.
Yeah.
Hoodie.
I love the courtroom drawing of him. The courtroom drawing even made him look like a smug prick.
It's like Milo Yiannopoulos with all the pretense of charm just completely removed.
He's got resting dick face is one of his problems.
Yeah, well he's like a cartoon parody, abridged version of Gordon Gekko.
It's like Ted Cruz has got that face that everybody wants to punch. One of those.
No, it's even worse than Ted Cruz.
But he's got a dick face too.
It is worse.
It's like if you imagine what a troll looks like if you could just like do a composite sketch of a troll. It's like it's that, you know. I mean,
yeah, it's not a resting dick face; it's a resting troll face.
Yeah, I mean, oh,
he's just permanently trolling you.
And another guy that just deserves all the crap that's sort of heaped on him. You know, I mean,
James, do you have a Twitter account?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I want to send you this video link because you'll.
All right, I'll get the information and put it in the chat.
Okay.
Has anybody else had trouble with videos playing on Twitter lately? My videos stopped playing like a week ago.
No, I haven't experienced anything like that.
I usually use my phone for Twitter videos. I don't use my computer video for Twitter since I'm usually more mobile Twitter.
my phone won't allow me to do my Kindle though. That pisses me off.
That is a bit of a problem.
Hello?
I can still look at GIFs and I can look at YouTube videos on there, but all the other videos just say the media cannot be played, and it just started like a week ago.
Weird.
And I did Google it, and other people had the same problem, but nobody has an answer.
What was the question?
The question was, has anybody else had a problem with their Twitter videos not playing anymore?
So on your PC or on your phone, or where are you watching it?
On my PC.
I'm on a PC right now. I'm going to go look and see if I get any trouble from it.
I'm doing it right now to check. Oh God, I'm ugly as ever. Okay, yeah, we're good.
I don't know if they switched to a new codec or something, but I have like every codec imaginable downloaded to this thing.
Oh, so Evan, that's a good question. So when people come on, like Jamarl had a hard time. Was that because of his video card? I have a 2 terabyte tower. My video card's good because I play WoW and Diablo and stuff like that.
It could be his Wi-Fi. It could be his webcam. It could be his computer. It could be a lot of different things. I just don't know.
It could be quite a few things actually.
Computer talk, Graham. We gotta do computer talk.
I just watched 2 different videos and I didn't have any trouble with it.
Yeah, James, I'm on a phone. I mean, you know.
I know, that's what freaks me out.
This doesn't seem to pull that much power, to tell you.
And Broken's fine. I mean, he's got better quality than I do.
James, send your Twitter handle to me.
I just.
Did you put it up?
I put it in the chat.
I don't see it.
Are you on, everyone?
Yeah.
Hey, how are you? 6? Got it. Love you, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Oh, I sent it to Evan. Sorry.
Everyone says hi.
Bye. Sorry, my bad. Sent it to Evan.
Okay, I see it. Wait, who am I just putting this on the chat? What do you want me to do with it?
No, me?
What do you want me to do with the Twitter link? Oh,
no, that was for Ariel. She wants to send me something through my Twitter.
I just sent it to.
Oh, you can Twitter me. Anybody can Twitter me. I don't get Twitter. I don't care. I don't care.
It's no big deal. If you want to see it, just let us know.
All right, 479. Hi, Joanne. And
hello there.
So who's 479?
What's up?
Hi.
Hello there.
What's your name? Where are you from?
My name is Matthew. I'm from Tim Black's show. Just decided to check you out. Seen some of your super chats on his show.
Yes.
So
Awesome.
Stop on by.
Welcome.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi.
Aloha.
Doing good. How you guys doing tonight?
Doing pretty good.
Doing pretty good.
So where are you from, if you don't mind us asking?
I am from Arkansas.
Okay.
Oh, you're not too far away from where I am then.
He's a Razorback.
Literally right. Well, just a couple hours across the border.
I have a question for you, Matthew.
Pull it out and then pull the thing up and to the left is high to the wall is low.
Matthew, that's your feedback, or something.
This way is hot, that way is low.
What?
Anyways, Matthew, can you hear us?
Yeah, I got you.
All right. So, what are your thoughts about Bill Clinton when he was governor? Did you like it? Did you not like it?
My only comment on Bill Clinton at the moment is I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Bingo.
Well
That's
done.
it. That's the right answer every time, always.
That's the only answer, isn't it?
Amen. Amen. All right. Well, now that we got that joke out of the way. All right. So, what got you interested in the program?
I just like I like a platform where, you know, there's people with just all kinds of thoughts, like independent, not left, not right. Just everyone gets a piece in. You know what I mean?
No. That's right on, bro. We're glad that we can provide that platform for you.
Yeah, like I said, I'm a first-time caller, but I've been a long-time listener on Tim's channel.
That's awesome. Oh, so what? So everyone usually has a story of like how we got here and listening to Tim. So do you have one? It's like, what were you listening to
do
before?
I have a story?
Yeah, like were you listening to like MSNBC and then you listened to TYT and then you started trickling down?
Pretty much the only story I have of me listening to Tim is I called into him asking him if I could order a pizza. And he said, I guess so, because, you know, it's like you say what you want to. It's Freedom Friday. And then there it's inspired into like a political thing. And then I can't go from there.
What started as a mere prank call evolved into something far more glorious.
Yes. It has become the ultimate meme at this point.
Well, we hope that we can continue to meme it up with you for however long we have you.
You can enjoy my memes for at least a little while.
Excellent.
And so I'm ready for another pizza at least.
Oh, by the way, if you want pizza, you should call this guy.
Oh, you sell pizza?
No, yeah, that guy's Pizza Man. He was on here last night and anything goes.
We had a troll.
Dude, I want some pizza.
His name was Pizza Man. So you should go ahead and... Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Just leave me.
Okay, can I place my order over the line right now, or do I have to wait? I'm gonna go ahead and
You're in, buddy. You're definitely in.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm gonna go ahead and place my order. I'd like to have a cheese. Is this the right company? Is this Cheesy Bites? Cheesy Bites.
Sorry, this is Hideaways.
That was a mezuzah.
I get the feeling you guys don't have Cheesy Bites. I don't know why. That just comes from the heart. You know what I mean? It's like a heart thing.
No, I totally get it.
Oh, that's great.
Like pizza's a thing from the heart. Pizza and memes are from the heart, you know. They're from the heart.
I had a phone call. What was I missing?
Oh.
I came back laughing, so people laughing, so it must have been something good.
No, it's just us being total weeb lords.
Yeah, instead carrots it talked into pizza, so I think we might be verging on anything goes territory.
We might have bridged that point a while back.
You know what's going to happen, Iban? If you switch it over immediately, there's going to be some real heavy discussion that starts up.
Yeah.
And bags of carrots I wave at them.
we may even get some people who totally aren't Nazis, but just happen to have Iron Cross avatars for their profiles.
You know what I would like to know?
Everybody's
Is pizza an independent, a right, or a left? I would like to know. Because I would feel awful eating it.
Oh, what?
Oh, pizza's definitely non-denominational in every way.
Oh, really?
I can make a pizza. I can make a pizza for absolutely anybody.
I can make a pizza with Bill Clinton's face on it.
I can make a pizza.
Please.
I can make vegan pizzas. I can make meat pizzas. I can make pizzas that are kosher. Can
you make dog pizzas?
That I won't make. There are some things the Broken Carpenter does not do, and we don't joke about dogs.
Okay, I apologize. I crossed that line.
No, that's okay.
You guys,
if you want a dog pizza, do you want the meat or do you want some turds?
Yeah, I can definitely. I could definitely pull up enough hair off of my carpet to make sure it's nice and furry. I know that.
I think maybe he was saying
that's hashtag relatable, hashtag 2017. You know, but I just wanted to go ahead and say that like when I wanted one, you know, like my dog went missing like last night, and the Asians that live across the road, they were cooking something that smelled weird. You know,
Tim.
No.
Hey Tim, how's it going?
I'm good. I'm good. Where we go?
Hey,
what's up?
Hey Tim,
how you doing?
Awesome.
Hey,
Tim, guess who this is?
Who is this?
This is your pizza boy.
This is your boy Matthew.
What's going on, man? What's going on?
I'm going to order pizza.
This is Ariel.
I'm gone.
Ariel, look at the whole crew, man.
Yes.
Wow.
Hey Tim, it's Forsaken Companion.
Forsaken. Oh, you.
I'm gonna go get the boneless pizza. I'll be back up a while.
It's the whole.
Awesome.
It's beautiful.
Let me try to adjust this thing. This thing is crazy. Let me see if I can do this.
Actually, I should try and.
There we go. A little bit better. You know, I got it. What's up, man? Look, guys, what is going on, man? You guys be talking and talking.
Yep.
It's amazing, man.
We're going to midnight and beyond.
Yeah.
Hey, what up? What up? Hey, look. I just want everybody to know, man, I'm so humbled by what you guys do. I'm serious. Like, if you would have told me, 6 months ago, that people would my show would inspire people to like talk. That's what the show's been all about. The whole phone call-ins, everybody calling in and just giving their opinions. That's what it's all been about. And you guys have like taken it to the next level. Erik, Kim, Kelly, you guys are fucking amazing.
And Stevie helps out too. If it wasn't for them to help host.
Stevie. Yeah, Stevie as well, Stevie, and like everybody, Y2 Snork Y2K, I think is what it is, and Broken Carpenter and Ariel, like everyone. Like I know I'm missing some names. I just want to say, like, I'm totally amazed by it, and I just want to express my gratitude to like you guys just taking it and running with it, man. That's what it's all about. You know, that's what I've been about. And you see how many people I bring on the platform, and you guys are just, I don't know what to say. It's just amazing. You guys are fantastic. That's all.
Well,
Well, thank you, Tim, because
Let's
we
do
wouldn't
the
be here
clap.
without
Hey,
you.
hey, let's do the clap where you start slow, like at the prom dance where the
No,
guy
standing ovation. Standing
wins.
ovation for me.
I have to watch my nails.
You guys are great, man. You
No.
guys are great. I don't know what to say. It's crazy, you know what I mean? And look, you inspire a lot of people too. There are people who watch your show, watch what you guys do, and they're like, it gives them, like, you don't know who's going to start doing videos because of you guys. It's crazy, you know what I mean? And look, you inspire a lot of people too.
Oh, Kelly, you got to mute your YouTube.
Yeah. Gives them, like, you don't know who's going to start doing videos.
Hey, Tim, I found someone who's almost who's worse at tech than you are.
Oh, that's messed up. That's who's worse than tech? Oh, HA's. Look, I'm better than HA. HA is horrible.
Punching up, baby, punching up.
He actually, HA, this is, look, between you and I, guys, between just, you and I, look, HA didn't even want to use RingCentral. He's like, no, not RingCentral, Tim, no, not RingCentral, not this shit.
Hey,
518, you've got some feedback on YouTube stream. Could you mute that? Awesome.
Wow, you can even detect
I think
that?
it did.
All right, you did. Awesome. You're Amy, right?
Yes.
Uh-oh. Amy's got some harsh words for you about Elizabeth Warren, if you want to hear it.
I want to hear it.
We got some beef.
Bring it on. Bring on the pain. I want to hear this. Go ahead.
Where's my T-bones?
Oh my gosh.
Hold on a second.
Well, Tim, I actually love you so much, and I found you from. And when I found you, and then you went on Sam Cedar, and I thought that was terrible, right? And I thought it would work out terrible, and I think it did. But maybe you look good. And I also think it. I also think it really did a good thing. Fundamentally, because anybody who listened to, I can't listen to him, I'm sorry, so I can't say, but I think you tried to do a good thing. Extending just some sort of empathy and sympathy and just trying to get together, right? And with Elizabeth Warren, I think you're really, really harsh. I do. And I can be really critical of her.
Okay,
and
so
I think it's fair.
Why am I harsh?
I think it's super fair to be critical of Elizabeth Warren. I think it's critical to say that she came out in support of Hillary.
She's in New York,
Didn't
so it breaks
come
up.
out. She actually didn't, come out in front of the Dakota Access Pipeline. I think it's critical, a lot of things that she's done. She is the only one who even got a small amount of money from Congress to actually penalize Wells Fargo Bank, and it was very, very small. And it was small, but she's the only one to do it. And she is really, other than Bernie, the only one to come out and say Obamacare is right wing. And we cannot, she did it. And she did it, and she's not forced to do it. She's not forced to do it right now. And she never voted against it. And this is my thing, okay, about Bernie, about his whole career. And why
Let's stay on Elizabeth.
Let's stay on Elizabeth, Amy.
Right, okay, but, there's no one in the Senate who really, really does this, right? Bernie has done it his entire, I think he has integrity. And where's the vote? Where's the money? Where's the vote? And she doesn't have the money coming in, and she's never voted, I don't think, not that I know. So if you want to call her out on her vote. Let's do it. Let's call them out on what they do.
Okay.
Not what they say, what they do. Not whether they're Democrat, not whether they're Republican or conservative. Let's call them out on what they do. Okay, that was what she didn't do. She didn't do a lot of things, Tim. I totally agree.
You built my case for me. I don't have to say anything. You listed like 5 things that I should call her out on. I mean,
and I still found her defense.
You know, my thing with Elizabeth Warren is she needs to be more of an ally to progressives. She just needs to be. She needs to be more brave. I see her as coming out as when it's safe. And that's not what we need. We need her to be Elizabeth Warren. As much as people tout her, I don't see her leading anything. You know, she came to fame, I think, on social media through beefing with Trump. And you got to do more than beef with Trump on Twitter. You know, so like I'm trying to push her. Like when you have a certain amount of followers and a certain amount of push on social media, and you got a little bit of sometimes you can lead a conversation. So some things I do are strategic, as in, we need her to stand up more. You know, like one tweet I sent her has like 300 retweets right now, and it's dead on honest. It's like, hey, once you go after this guy in California that stood against us on single payer in California, I think that's a valid criticism. She should do it.
Right, and I think that's a valid criticism of her, but I think as your job, and I love you so much, but I really think that we all need to say what is the good and what is bad in everything that we see, because when we don't take an honest view of what is good and bad, then we become partisan. And I think that's a really, really big problem.
I'm not partisan. I support Democrats.
And she's like, I know.
I mean, Nina Turner's a Democrat. Bernie, he's pretty much, he's independent, but he still leans Democrat. There are other Democrats.
We got the Democratic contester who's trying to get Debbie Wasserman Schultz out.
Yeah, Tim Canova. I've interviewed him like 3 times.
Tim Canova's great.
You know, but he's not talking. Look, everybody has a criticism. Everybody has their own opinions. But I feel that I think my criticism of her is valid, and I will continue. But hopefully she will start leading. Like, Bernie's not going to be here forever. We got to start grooming other people. And if Elizabeth Warren wants to step into those shoes, she needs to buck up and call it out. Don't call it out when Obama's out of office. Call it out when he's in office. That's what I wanted. I want to call out single payer when it was a chance to call out single payer when they had the House.
Yeah, but we don't have it.
But she had it, and she wasn't calling.
We have now.
It's not a new thing. Single payer is not new. Like, people have been fighting for it since the 70s.
Heck, Richard Nixon was fighting for single payer.
There you go.
Richard Nixon.
Elizabeth Warren has a lot of potential. You know, like, she stands on the right issues, but maybe 6 months too late. But I think she could get there to where she could get the support. But right now, no, she's not. She's too little, too late.
But as a politician, she is still pretty young. Sorry, go ahead, Kelly.
Oh, I was just going to say, all I can think of with Elizabeth Warren is it was June before Bernie dropped out that she was up on stage with Hillary, arm in arm. And that just was, no.
Yeah. No, she followed.
I told you, she took the deal. She took the deal, guys.
Yeah.
She got promised an administrative seat somewhere. She took the deal.
And like Jimmy Dore called her out, she sat there in Congress ripping someone a new one, but what good does that do after the fact? He was like, you talk a big talk, but you don't stand where you need to stand.
It's a good it's difficult because, yes, you know what we tend to do? We tend to criticize the people who are the closest, who don't do the mostest. You know what I'm saying?
That's because, we expect the most from them because we respect them. And when they don't give us the things we expected out of them, or they don't take the lead on things, we start losing respect for them. And so when we're criticizing her, we're trying to make her stronger, trying to point out the things she's doing are wrong. and how she's got to sort of throw off these shackles she has on that the basically the establishment Dems have put on her, and act like she's a progressive and not afraid of losing elections, you know, and losing
But
friends.
she's never been our enemy. And that, I don't think Elizabeth Warren has ever been my enemy.
But
Your character is judged by what you do when things are tough, not when they're easy.
Yeah, and I mean, I sent money to her. I have one of her. My man Queequeg over
Stevie,
there. By
okay, let Stevie go. She has her hand raised. She wants to turn. Go ahead, Stevie.
Yeah, I mean, well, I kind of, well, when you said enemy, it's like, yeah, well, she kind of is, because she's advocating for Joe Manchin, and Joe Manchin poisons my water.
Oh,
Joe Manchin, yeah, so like, I can't stand by that, you know, like, yeah, I'm not for poison water.
Yeah, that's gross. If she does that, I will stand up and say, Elizabeth Warren, that's gross.
Yeah, but that's critical. That's being critical of it.
Right, but it's on an issue. You know, it's on an issue, and I have my reasons, and everybody else has their reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But we can't just.
So what would you turn? What would turn you off of Elizabeth Warren? What's the one thing that she would do?
Okay,
I mean, like the lowest level of what she does.
Anything. If she had done half of what Hillary Clinton did, it would.
That's a
turn
lot
me
of
off.
stuff.
Right, it's a lot of stuff.
She doesn't have the power to do what Hillary did.
She votes for war. She votes for the, you know, against the Constitution. What was really funny, Tim, and I didn't actually say this on your show, one of the most amazing things was Hillary, who is, Donald Trump clearly doesn't even understand what the Constitution is, but Hillary, a proponent supposedly of the Constitution, voted for the Patriot Act, but then she also voted for, she was against flag burning. And then after she lost the election, she wanted the government to regulate fake news. There is actually, I mean, it's just hypocrisy. And I'm against hypocrisy. And if it's somebody's votes, if it's somebody's speech, I'm against hypocrisy. Elizabeth Warren has been subdued, and that's a nice word for it. She sort of.
Why are you being nice? Why are you being nice?
You know I was nice the last time. You know I'm always very glad. Like, that's how I am, right?
No. Yeah.
I can respect niceness, but at a certain point.
All right, so okay, let's move off Elizabeth Warren. Shirley, I never hear you call into Tim Black show. Is there anything you would want to ask Tim?
Yeah, I love it. There you go.
I called in Tim one time. Hey Tim, what do you think? Congress is finally trying to pass that we can't go into countries and just start bombing. We have to get approval from Congress. Why didn't they do that under Obama?
Right. Absolutely. I agree with you. 100,000. Look, 100%. I agree with you. They should have passed it under Obama. They should have, and it's needed. It's the Tosi. I think Tosi was spearheading that act, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know where I'm at on it. Like, you know, imperialism. This has to go. You know, colonialism has to go.
Yes, it does.
So anyway,
but don't we have a $100 million drone facility built in Africa somewhere?
That I did not hear about.
Yes, I heard about it. I forgot. I think it was on RT. I heard it. I saw it.
It's in North Africa somewhere. I can't remember which country, but it's in North Africa. Yeah, they're building a big base.
I think the Intercept may have written on that also a while ago.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Oh, I want to let everybody know. Two friends of mine, personal friends of mine, Jimmy Dore and Lee Camp, they did a show together about.
I watched it.
You watched it? How was it?
It was amazing. Well, Jimmy was all over. Jimmy took the reins and just rode the horse, and I think Camp was in the back behind him, kind of side saddling it, because Jimmy's, that prominent when he talks. but it was just everything, point after point after point, was perfectly clear. It summed up everything. I was just, I had like goosebumps, and I think my nipples were getting hard at the same time. It was that good. It was that good.
If he's not farting, it's something. It's always something.
That's just so much graphic imagery and just such a short span of time.
Luckily, we don't have smell cams. It's all good.
Middle school humor mixed with intelligent political commentary.
James, you should teach a communication class.
Hey, Lucas, phone check. Do you want to say something?
Hello.
Hi, Lucas.
How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Hey.
Good. I think James should start teaching a communication class.
Well, he's got to watch out for what kind of shirt he wears with those hard nipples.
Don't let me get that water. Don't let me break out my water, bro. I'll break out my water right now.
Well, Tim, I wish I could have called you in tonight. I was gonna mention stuff about the things you were saying about healthcare, and I guess I'll go ahead and tell you now. Is that, you know, to me, healthcare is the great equalizer. It's the leveler, and I think that's really the best place for us to start. Is getting that for everyone. And Stevie, she could tell you, she went to see Bernie's rally up there in West Virginia. She did call you one night, but she didn't say a whole lot about it. But the feeling she got was that people were begging versus demanding. And it's really important that we say no more. And I don't know if you've seen some of the clips of the Capitol in California where Brendan is getting lambasted, which is great. The people are there in the Capitol and they're protesting for single payer because it was dangled in front of them and then ripped back, and you can see how angry people get when they have the chance for it and then you take it away. Woo! So what they're doing is they're taking their medical bills and they're writing on them with like a Sharpie marker and saying, pay my bill, Rendon, and they're sending all their bills to his office.
Love it. Love it.
And they've had a phone calling campaign, but his answering machine is completely full.
I tweeted to him too. I tweeted to him.
I think the pot's boiling. I really do. I think the pot's boiling. It's starting to.
I love it, man, and it should. It should. Do people know how big California is and how big their economy is? Like the 6th largest in the world.
It's huge.
It's huge. They could afford it. They could do it. They just don't want to do it.
Yep.
In Anaheim alone, just Anaheim, because of Disneyland, and there's about 200 hotels within a mile radius of Disneyland. And the convention center, they do about $8 billion. I still don't know why they don't have a fucking football team. It pisses me off.
Oh, James.
I'm telling you.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And
that drum bass is in Agadez, Niger. It's $100 million one. I sent the link to Ivan.
Yep, I posted on the live chat. By the way, so Joanne Leon, Tim, if you didn't know, she got to interview Kyle Kulinski, and I've never seen Kyle Kulinski get interviewed by anyone, so I thought that was interesting.
Who's this person who interviewed him?
Joanne Leon.
Joanne Leon. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I guess it was maybe 2 or 3 weeks before the interview. I think he was making the rounds and just going to people who he knew, I guess, who had shows, and wanting to come on the show. We talked about, when he came on an interview, it just happened to be, remember Adpocalypse on YouTube? It was right around the time that happened. So we mainly talked about independent media and the crackdown and what we believed was, old media and the establishment sort of trying to knock the independent, you know, people like us, do they do what they do? Starve you, try to shut you down via cutting off your resources and whatever else. But at the end of it, I think that his main goal was to talk about Justice Democrats because they had just launched. So we talked about that a little bit, and in fact, we talked about healthcare, and one of their main efforts at that time was to recruit candidates who would sign on for single payer. And I thought that was a good thing, but what I brought up was that, like, I've been to that, what do they say? I've been to that rodeo before. In 2009 and 10, if you remember, there was a law, there was a bill on the books. It's been on there for a long time. And the Democrats had, of course, a veto-proof majority. And, you know, the bill had all kinds of co-sponsors. And when it actually came to the point in time where they really did have enough votes to do this, all of a sudden, all the support for it just caved. And I don't remember the exact sequence of events, but I was, you know, I was really, that's probably that was the beginning of the end for me. That whole healthcare battle for single payer and then for the public option, and just, you know, how Obama had sold out the public option from the start, which we didn't find out till much later. But so I brought up to Kyle, I said, well, you know, you can't just get a person to say that they support single payer, because we had that. We had that in 2009. We had all kinds of co-sponsors. You know, you have to get more than that. You have to get more like a pledge that they won't just cave, you know, at that critical point in time when it actually could happen. They're all for it until it's actually possible, is what I'm trying to say. In fact, there's even a political slang for that, you know. It's not sheepdoggy, but it's a word like that. I forget.
Forginst.
Forginst, is that what it is?
Yes, they're forginst it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they just pretend they're for it because they know, you know, it's easy to support things that you know could never, like Democrats could support anything right now. They could support the most radical things, right? Because they know they'll never get it. But what I was saying to Kyle was, you know, how to get more than that.
I think that's exactly why Tim Alston should give the credit to. Well, I know. I mean, I know it's late. Elizabeth did this, right? And it's late. They're all doing this. Great. They should have done this in 2008. There's no question about this. When they had the majority, they should have done something. They haven't done anything. They haven't even stood up for anything. And that's why we have what we have today. And there's no question in my heart about that.
Well, I have to say that, you know, Kyle was very receptive to that. I mean, I thought it was a good interview. I enjoyed it, talking to him. I think he's an insightful guy. I have a lot of doubts about Justice Democrats, but I like talking to him.
Aren't the Justice Democrats running so-called progressive against another progressive in Chicago?
Yeah, that happened.
It's gonna happen.
Well, and I'll tell you another thing about Joanne was she was involved in Fire Dog Lake and Shadowproof, which was an epic blog during the Bush Clinton years. So I just want to toot her horn for that too.
Well, I was just a community writer at that point. I used to publish a lot of stuff at. I was more involved actually with Daily Coast at the time, and then they started publishing me now and then on their front page on Fire Dog Lake, and then I guess it was about 2 years ago I started writing for Shadowproof. But as it turns out, we just spun off around the empire. We have our own site where we're going to have we have audio podcasts right now. We're going to start doing some video content and writing. My partner Dan Wright is really good political writer, so he'll probably do most of the writing, and I'll probably start doing the the war news roundups again, and maybe some writing too. But we just launched our site. It's sort of soft launch. I mean, it's out there. You can see it.
What's his name again?
Dan Wright. He's been writing for Shadowproof for a long time. I'm pretty sure he was. Yeah, I think he was definitely there when it was Fire Duck Lake too.
And your show again, because I subscribed. I just haven't got to it yet.
It's Around the Empire. AROUNDTHEEMP. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Empire.
I got a big backlog. I got a big backlog of your shows. I got a lot to listen to.
Yeah, you can. They're on iTunes and all the little pod applications. Like what I do when I discovered it, I got this thing called Pocket Caster, but you can also get like one of the free ones, Stitcher, on your phone, and you download them and you can listen to them on your phone. I'm hooked now. I mean, I hook it up in my car. I'm out in the garden. When I'm cooking, I got podcasts playing. I like it a lot.
Well, look, I support what you're doing, and like independent media needs to grow. So call into the Friday show, and we have a decent sized crowd, and announce to the world what you're doing, and let people know so they can come check you out.
I will. Thanks, Tim.
Not a problem. Thank you.
I wanted to say something about the whole for against thing. I think this is why Chuck Schumer, why they need a month or so, because we were saying this last night. They have to focus group it all and figure out how to try to sound authentic. So they need some time to work on that.
Yep.
The words got to be exactly the way they want them.
Even figure out how to say that just right off the top of their head. Jesus
right.
Christ.
Wow.
Remember Hillary Clinton saying, "I'm for the fight for 15." And that meant she was for the movement for the fight for 15, but not for $15 minimum wage. Right. You got to watch what people say so close, because that for against thing comes up so often, and it's so damn maddening, because they'll go back and they'll say, well, I said this. I didn't say I was for this.
Yeah.
And that's not the way to run a railroad, man. Just say what you mean straight out.
Broken, they were co-sponsors. They were signed on as co-sponsors too.
I remember it. I remember.
I think, Tim, that interview that you did with Stephen Jaff was probably the one thing that he said. It keeps coming back to me in conversation. Is that he said, "You will never hear yes or no." Those are the words that are the least likely to come out of a politician's mouth. Yeah. What you get if you ask them a question is a 5-minute lecture and no answer, and that is just, I can't even say that better.
Well, that's why.
That's a general lawyer. It's just a lawyer thing.
That's why my favorite moment was during the Bernie Hillary debate on
maybe
CNN.
Possibly. That we're trained to do that. Maybe possibly. I've always done that. And the truth is, it's always like that. Because if it's you or me, it's different. I'm not you. I'm not me. It's different. We have to listen. So it's kind of true, but it's just become this fake narrative. That's crazy. Think tanks are insane to me. It's become a very shallow conversation about everything.
I actually
shallow and narrow.
I actually have never heard before, never seen before video of Jaffe. I interviewed him in Chicago, and it's like a long video. It's like probably 12 minutes, 13 minutes. Maybe
far out.
That I haven't shared yet, and I need to get it out there. So this just reminds me, I need to put that video out, because he said a lot more candid things. That Jaffe, and you know what, guys? Jaffe's a very funny guy. He's got a great sense of humor. He's very Larry David-ish, like with his joke. Like he told me in Chicago, he said, "If you run into any problems, man, here's my number. I'll be your lawyer." And I'm like, no, you got to worry about me. But no, he's just very funny, very comical, hilarious.
Yeah, some lawyers are funny.
I wanted to throw this.
Hey, Lucas, I think
I wanted to just throw this out quick. Barbara Lee today tweeted out that she had an amendment to sunset the 2001 AUMF, and it was adopted through the markup. So they're gonna the GOP and the Dems agree a floor debate and vote on endless war is long overdue. You know, the 2001 AUMF is what that gives them the power to say they can fight a war anywhere against terrorism. So if they sunset that, that would be such a beautiful thing.
Pull a rug out from under Syria. They that's what they're using as justification for being in Syria and anywhere else too. But
they're using it everywhere. That's why it's so important. I just thought I'd throw that out because I saw that today, and that's kind of a big issue that we don't want to see swept under the table.
No, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, Lucas. I think Lucas was trying to talk.
Well, but whenever you mentioned like you'll never ever hear a politician say yes or no. That was one of my favorite moments. Was during I don't know if it was the second Bernie Hillary debate or the third one. It was whatever one was on CNN, but they asked Bernie and Hillary both, "Are you for fracking?" And Hillary gave out this long 5-minute spiel that took up all her time, and Bernie said no.
Yeah. I remember that very well. Yes.
I think that's the first time I ever heard that.
Bernie went to law school too, right? And you can still say no to some things. Like, do you believe in torture? I'm a lawyer. I say no. I don't believe in that. Like, I don't believe in that. Like, there are certain things you can say no to, and all the time they're just dancing around. I think issues.
Yeah. Well,
I can't wait to hear their. Yeah.
Go ahead. Well, go ahead.
I can't wait to hear their new bold economic plan this summer. Like, is it going to be $12 minimum wage? Is it going to be like, anybody that makes under $20,000 gets free college? Like that kind of thing. What's going to be bold to them?
Well,
Do I think they're working really hard?
It'll be but that's politics. That's not even law. It's like let's just let the free market decide what it's going to be, or something like that.
All right, Kelly, you were going to say something. Go ahead.
I think they're working really hard on how to take Bernie's platform, but say it in such a way that they're saying it out of both sides of their mouths.
Yep.
So it's not a yes or no. So they can go, we didn't say that exactly, because in every article you read now, I'm like, how did they fall for this? It doesn't ever say things clearly. It always leaves it where they can weasel out of it. It.
They want prosperous association, just like being in the general vicinity of Bernie's policies. And they get a boost from that. So they want you guys, actually. They want all of us to get behind them. And it's like trickery that they're using. You're right with the language. And it's because of the strength of the progressive movement and independence. Independence have, it's grown over the last few years.
There's a website called, sorry, Stevie.
Go ahead.
There's a website called Logical Fallacies that I've been reading and trying to, you can take almost all political speak and insert into these. It's one of these. So I thought that might be a fun thing we could do on here after hours, take one each night and see how many examples we can find. Sorry, Stevie, go ahead.
Hey guys, I'm talking to Iron Man Oz on the phone while I'm on the show with you guys.
Tell Oz I said hi.
Hello. Hey Rob, everybody says hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
You said, hey, Rob.
Tell them to stay out of them refineries.
I'll catch you in a bit. If not, I'll catch you over the weekend.
There you go, brother. Thank you for calling back, man. I'll talk to you.
Yeah, I'll talk to you soon, Tim.
All right, brother.
I think I just figured out why it's going to take them a month to roll out their plan. Remember the 2008 election when Obama said he was going to renegotiate NAFTA or something like that, and then Austin Goolsbee got caught going up to the Canadian government and telling them, don't listen to anything he says. He doesn't mean any of it. It's just political talk. So
who's speaking right now?
Me.
Joanne Leon.
No, I'm sorry, I'm Amy.
Oh, hi, Amy.
No, I love what you're saying. I mean, I went to law school at that time because I couldn't get a job. And then I actually watched, it's very, very funny. I actually watched my law school tuition go up by 6% in the second year. Like, do you have a choice to drop out?
Wow.
Is that my choice? Like, I paid $30,000 the first year. Do I have a choice to drop out in an economy where I couldn't get a job beforehand? It's very funny. It's just the whole structure.
Yeah, I always joke that like right now our military, to join it, it's not a volunteer army when you can't volunteer yourself out.
So they need a month because they have to go and talk to all their big donors and warn them ahead of time that they don't mean a word of any of this stuff they're going to say. And well, Hillary in a recent speech said, you know what we should have done? We should have lied. Did you see that speech again?
Yeah, it's just like we need a public and a private position. You know?
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, this is what they did with Black Lives Matter. You know, just tell them what they want to hear, but don't give them any policies.
They need a month to give everybody a heads up.
And the thing that stood out about Bernie is that he had a consistent record for decades before he ran. And they expect us to trust them when their record is the totally opposite. Doesn't matter what they say now, because a year ago they were saying something else. They don't have that same consistency.
Absolutely. That was one of my main complaints about. I went on a podcast with Huffington Post. I forget the name of it, but they had their podcast and whatever. They invited me on a couple of times, and I told them, they were like, Tim, what can we do? What can Hillary possibly do to get, you guys, who are more to the left to like join her? I'm like, there's nothing she can do because no one trusts her. Like, if she'll say anything to, then it's just. I'd take someone who was honest, but I couldn't stand their policy over someone who would just tell me anything.
You can go back to the woods.
There you go.
Shirley, go ahead.
Jimmy Dore did a video yesterday. It was really good about Hillary Clinton during her campaign. And one thing in that article, she kept saying, we got to keep on lobbying.
What? Wow.
Lobby.
Wow.
That means bring the money in.
You have to see it.
Yeah, I saw it.
As if anybody was going to stop lobbying,
Yeah,
something stupid I heard in Constitutional Law 1 was the fact that the Supreme Court actually came down with, I think, Brown versus Board of Ed with a unanimous verdict. And the reason they did this was the fact that the Supreme Court decided behind closed doors that they weren't going to be able to pass this off to the American public unless they did it unanimously.
Right.
So behind closed doors, they had a private position that they thought would be very, very good. And so I really, when I heard Hillary say that for the first time, I wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt. But you also hear people today saying they don't even understand what the public interest is. So that's a significant problem.
Yeah, if you don't go around the country and talk to people, if you don't tune into a show like ours where people from all over the country and outside of the country call into it, like where would you get your information from? They live in a bubble, and that's just fact of the matter. I mean, they're one percenters. I mean, they don't associate with people of different socio-economical backgrounds. What would they possibly know? Even if they had the best intentions, they would be grossly out of touch just because of who they are, where they live their lives, and what they do for a living. I mean,
Chuck Schumer was Chuck Schumer was at a baseball game the other day. According to you guys hear about this? And he had to sit by some truck drivers. But in regards to him and the plan to release some wonderful, magical dust sprinkling on everybody, get them to think DNC or Democrat, he has to get approval from his higher power. Wall Street needs to approve what he's saying. There's some key people above him that have to say, you can say this, you can say that, you can do this, and you can do that. That's why it takes so long. Plus, they have their think tanks, and they have to make it seem appealing. They've got to market it up. They got to guru it up. It's just such baloney.
They need photo ops of kissing babies, of them kissing babies. That's
and you trust me that you heard it here first. I'm telling you, Kirsten Gillibrand's going to run for president, and Chelsea Clinton is going to run for her seat. That is the plan. I'm telling you, that's going to be the plan. That's what they've been grooming both Gillibrand and her for. And as sure as I'm sitting here, I believe it.
Wow.
They're gonna lose.
Well, hey, look, guys. I don't know if you're cool with this, but I would like to talk to anybody who haven't had a chance to talk. Anybody over there that?
Yes, Snort.
Kevin.
Hey, Erik.
I just haven't had anything to talk about.
Erik, you want to talk to Tim?
I don't know what I really want to talk about, though.
Erik, my brother, you got to say something, man. What's up, man? I saw your video.
Which
one? Can we talk about pitbulls?
You talk about whatever you want to talk about. Right? No, that's on Eric's show. Whose show is this?
This is After Hours. Eric's hosting it. So, yeah, what political topic or current event news?
Gotcha. Is that anything goes?
Have any of you guys seen the...
Huh?
Hey, guys, what's up? Hillary Clinton delegates been getting convicted because we had one here in Philadelphia today. Our DA, Seth Williams, was taking bribes as district attorney here.
Wow.
Send me that story. I'll do that story. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, he was corrupt. He was adopted by this family, and his mother was in a nursing home. He was siphoning her money from there just to getting expensive gym clubs. Oh, $45,000 roof done with one of the unions. It's crazy. He pleaded guilty. He had 29 counts against them. He pleaded guilty to one. He's going to get like only 5 years now.
That's a long time though. Still for him, he's not used to that.
Nobody is.
Right. You know what I mean? But you know, it's going to be a drastic change of lifestyle. So he deserves it.
Don't pick up that soap.
Right.
Hey,
Don't pick up that soap.
Hey, Broken Carpenter. I think you got a fly on your. Oh, there it goes.
Hello, Lord Fly. Greetings.
Wanted to mention, I liked what you said about trying to get a Jamu Baraka on the show.
I think it's back on your. Oh no, it's not. Never mind.
He lives down here in Atlanta, you know. When I met him, it was actually Halloween night. I got to meet him.
I was wondering.
Yeah, he lives down here. I found that out when I saw him. And I think that he's a good one. I think that Cornell West is someone that would be amazing to get on the show.
Man, if we could get Cornell West, Jesus.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
No doubt.
But yeah, no, I like that idea a lot.
Yeah. I mean, we've been pushing. It's not like it's hard to get people. Like one of the reasons why it's hard to get people on the show is that we don't do it consistently. Reach out. So, like a Jamu, I have a personal relationship with a Jamu. And he's been on the show like 3 times, and I've met him like twice, and we've hung, we talk in person and Skype. So like him, I think I can get a Jamu anytime, but Cornell, man, I crack that. I can't actually get to him, and we've been trying. Kelly's been trying, I've been trying, but we're gonna keep trying. As we get bigger,
persistent that way.
It'll be easier. Yeah, as we get bigger, the bigger we get. Like, so the Nina Turner interview scheduled for tomorrow, they actually reached out to me. So that means we're starting to make some headway where, people reach out. Jill Stein, she used to reach out to me. Her people, it's not always them specifically, but their people be like, hey, do you want to interview them for this, and that's great, but as we grow, we'll be able to get bigger and bigger people, more people with more awareness. And I'm hoping Nina will lead me to Bernie. I hate to say it, but that's what I'm hoping.
Cornell West didn't know who you were. And I got to meet him. I said, he knew who you were, and so did his guy that was supposed to book things. And I talked to him on the phone, and he was really nice, but he said, I had to pass it off to this lady. And I was like, oh, boy. Yeah. So then it just was a dead end, unfortunately. And I never heard back.
We keep trying.
Yeah, I keep trying. I sent more emails, but
I
hopefully.
want Mark Ruffalo as well.
Mm.
All right. So,
They
Snork
just-
actually
they-
has. Oh, go ahead, Stevie. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say that didn't they just make Nina Turner president of Our Revolution? So you'll probably get a lot of interviews.
Yeah, that's another thing. And they've got an office here in D.C., not far from me, so I'm going to be going down there. That's another thing we're going to be doing. Ebon, we've been talking about getting out in the field more often. It's going, I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff on location in D.C. It's like, heck, man, it's my backyard, and I think it would be cool to be at the Capitol, meet with different Congress people, regardless to their political affiliation. I want to interview Ron Paul, for instance. And there are a lot of organizations in D.C. I think they're going to open the door and let us come in and talk to them. So,
Ron Paul's still in D.C.? I thought he'd probably have moved back to Kentucky by this point.
Well, you mean Rand Paul?
Oh, Rand Paul.
Yeah, Rand Paul. My bad, guys. Rand Paul.
All right.
I'll take Ron Paul too. I take both the Pauls.
All right. Snork finally has something to say, and I think Lucas is next.
Yeah, sometime I'd like to talk about what I call environmental judo, where you use the problems of the world to solve problems of the world. I've done this in factories where I've taken waste streams and corrected them to turn them into supply streams, and what I couldn't use as supplies, sellable product. I talked about it with James once, but I think it might be something to develop and discuss on some later shows, because it'd be a means for these candidates to put 50 million people to work. And the things that the next candidate has to provide are jobs, clean world, and an assurance to the younger generations that there's going to be a world for them to live in.
Darn straight.
Worth living in.
Sounds very interesting to me, man. Send it to me and we can hash it out and see if there's something we can do with it. I mean, I'm always open to topics. You see how many shows we do. It's crazy. And segments can always be done. It doesn't always have to be a show. It can just be a segment. Marvin sent me a clip about Rendon in California who blocked single payer and shelved it for at least until 2018. They've got people being chemically poisoned in that district by these metal fabricators in the area who these fumes they contain carcinogens. So there's always stories to do. So I did a video on that because he sent me the clip. He sent me the information. I'm like, hell, I need to do this. So never hesitate to send me, story ideas, because I'm always looking for, topics to cover.
In many of these chemical poisonings, it's not really even necessary. If we had a national exchange where people were informing to a public body what chemicals they were discharging, there's other people that often need what they have for discharge. Or in the case of what I went to, there was a small company that would take what I was using and swap it with another person who needed it. We didn't, before that, we used a process that was similar to deep welling, where everything was, a well was made that was under the water table, and then they would inject our waste streams to it. And we were able to completely stop that and still save $25,000 a month.
That sounds like an app, man. You know what I mean? Seriously, that sounds like an app, something that somebody like Gary Vaynerchuk might be interested in.
Yeah, well, for a large company, $25,000 isn't much of a...
But just what I'm saying? I mean, it sounds like a great idea, and it sounds like something that could get some legs under it. I don't know if a politician will run with it, but I can see it being, because people are waking up to the environment.
Yeah, I approached a governor candidate with the fact that and part of his thing is he wants to cut down all of the sewage and manure that's getting into our streams. And there's enough sewage and manure that we're dumping into the streams that we could actually power Iowa and all of the diesel trucks that go through it and all of the diesel trains, because we handle most of the train traffic between New York and Los Angeles. It's a refueling stop for the trains.
Very interesting, my brother.
All right, Lucas, you had your hand up?
Yeah, I was gonna ask if anyone had seen the new, because whenever I was on watching Jimmy Dore show or Secular Talk or whatever, YouTube always happens to show me really right-wing ads like PragerU and NRA for some reason, even though I'm watching leftist videos. And so an NRA ad came up, and I don't know if you've seen the newest NRA ad, but it basically says that Americans should have guns, that way they can shoot protesters, and that cops need guns, that way they can shoot protesters.
The hell?
Oh my goodness.
That's by the NRA, not somebody else, right?
Also,
it was the NRA.
When I watch
Dana Lesh,
it seems like they always slip in the next video is some kind of right wing. I don't know if everybody else is it just me? Did the video after?
No,
it's always right wing.
University crap.
Yeah, it would suggest that for me, and it'll be like the sponsored video that it'll try to show me and try to get me to watch. And it's like, why? It's like I'm as far away from their desired target as possible.
It's not them though. It's not Google. It's the actual advertiser gets to choose who they advertise on and what and I guess they want to be a different opinion to you. Like they're actually choosing to advertise on Secular Talk or Jimmy Dore.
Oh, so they think that they're going to make a convert out of us.
Yeah,
there you go, brother.
No, Dave Rubin,
It's not
I'm
the
not
ad.
interested in your fake libertarianism.
I also saw one. I saw one that I can't remember the name of the institute, but it starts, and it's many young people today are getting into socialism, and he goes it's for one of these right-wing think tanks, and it's like a whole bunch of these like semi-famous people talking about the evils of socialism, and it's just like, okay,
yeah.
One where they did they also show clips of Venezuela?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
I think it starts with a P. I think the institute.
It might have been Prager. I don't know.
Yeah, Prager did a video on that. This is
That's it.
Yeah, because Prager they do all these really awful videos. Like they did one on why income inequality is a good thing. They did one on who's the real racist, Democrats or Republicans, and they think it's the Democrats. He does like a whole video on how the Democrats are the party of the KKK and how they're like a closet KKK today, and yeah, it's pretty dumb.
Hitler was a socialist. Yeah, he was left wing. That's what they say.
I if you guys wouldn't mind, I could post Bad Mouse Productions response to Prager University's channel. The entirety. It's just sort of like, well, I thought it's sort of like I did a video about an entire channel before and it didn't go over very well. But then again, yeah. But I can't do every video they did, right? But then again, yeah.
Hey, real quick. So, Tim, you got to know that Alias is 18, by the way.
What?
Yeah.
Lucas is 18.
Oh, Lucas is 18. Sorry.
Yeah. Yes, that's me.
29. Sorry, but anyway, these guys are young, and they're in this deep. This is great. The other thing is I'm Zork's agent. Just letting you know. And
I thought we agreed.
I'm telling you. And lastly, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but Hawaii passed both in both Senate and the House over there in Hawaii universal income. Did you guys hear about
that? I heard that today. Yes,
yeah, the UBI. Hawaii is the future right there.
Right on.
Yeah, they're starting it.
Shirley, you must be reading everything. You always know everything.
I'm a news junkie.
Yeah.
I need news junkies on staff. I need you to send me that stuff. But actually, I did glance at that, I think, about Hawaii. I thought about Tosi. I've been trying to get Tosi on the show, too.
Oh, that would be fantastic. I'm in love with her, by the way. There's some hot chicks on this show, but Tulsi surfs, man. And that just gets
He's our comic relief here.
Tulsi doesn't do a lot of media. You notice that? Am I the only one to notice
She's
that?
been out there.
Well,
No,
the
doesn't.
media doesn't want Tulsi either. So
that's probably true too. We wanted
Well,
her.
what they call her, a Russian agent now, so she went over to Syria and sat down with the side.
Yeah, that's what they say. Like, you know.
That's crazy.
But when Obama said we should talk to our enemies, you know, everybody thought that was great and very intellectual and a reasonable approach. But when politicians actually do it, when you want to go to war, they don't like it so much.
Well, see, the thing is that whenever Obama said to talk to our enemies, he meant the Republicans and the think tanks.
And Tim, you know what makes me so angry? These people, they still praise Obama like he did so much. You can't say nothing negative about them. They drive me crazy.
That's corporate media. Corporate
I
media.
have a really good friend like that, and I love her, but you know, she just has that Obama glow, and it's just very hard to convince people otherwise.
That charisma.
Like I said, I donated to him. I was a staunch supporter of him. I cried. I got an invitation to the inauguration, and then when I saw what he was doing, when he brought in Geithner and Sumner, that just blew me away.
Oh, Shirley,
Right
when he was running the first time, I mean, I phone banked, I donated money, I did so much. I was so excited about him as a candidate, and I truly believed that we would have like universal health care within a year of him getting in. And then it's like the more time went by, you're going, wait a minute, he's not doing it. He's not doing it. He's not doing what he said he'd do. It's just so discouraging.
Yeah, ask
He brought
Dennis
in the,
Kucinich
he
about
brought
that.
in the swamp.
Dennis is the man.
Yeah.
He
got shut
brought in the swamp.
Yeah, you know what? Dennis Kucinich would be a great guest.
Dennis should run for Ohio governor.
He's been going after them about this Russian narrative. I saw an interview of him on Fox News. Tim, you should get him.
I'll try.
Hey, Tim, I know one that you might be able to get through Lee, and that's Chris Hedges.
Yeah, I brought it up tonight.
Oh,
Chris
I
Hedges.
love Chris
Oh,
Hedges.
that would be awesome.
Yeah.
He's a little ray of sunshine, you know, but I love him.
Kind of morbid, yeah, but I get you.
Hey, he's serious. He's a serious man, and I like him.
Hey, Tim, also, why don't you try to get Peter Lavelle from Crosstalk on RT?
Oh, you know what? He'd probably do it too. Yeah, now think about it. He's in. That's what he does. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Randy Bryce? Randy Bryce.
Down. Peter Lavelle, Chris Hedges, Rand Paul, Dennis Kucinich.
Also, there's
And get this guy James Young on your show. He's awesome.
Him, I don't know.
You're talking to him.
Also, it looks like the Green Party has a governor candidate already set out for New Jersey that might be interesting to talk to. Name is Seth Caperdale.
Seth Caperdale.
Ditsy says Mark Blythe, and I'd always say, yeah, Mark Blythe. He's
Mark
been on
Blythe
Jimmy Dore a
is
couple
awesome.
of times.
Mark Blythe. My favorite Mark Blythe quote is that the Hamptons are not a defensible position.
Yeah.
Well,
I gotta put in a vote for James Howard Kunstler again.
Yes, James Howard Kunstler.
This is on my side with
Yes, JHK is the best.
that one. He is. He's amazing.
Anyone you see who does other shows will likely do our show.
James Howard Kunstler would probably do it because he likes to go out and give his opinions.
Yeah, and he does his own. He has a blog that he posts to regularly, and he's an author as well. So he wants to kind of. He's not like what I'd say like a media hound, but he's also somebody who won't turn down something, especially if it's independent and more progressive.
Yeah, he has a podcast and a blog, and his podcast is called the Kunstler Cast, and his blog is called Clusterfuck Nation. It's great.
Yeah, you can't forget that name.
That's what I've heard. I've heard that name right now.
And another guy that I love is Guy McPherson, and he is a amazing person. He was a professor at the University of Tucson. He moved to Belize because, according to all of the scientific research and everything that's come out about climate change and the way that the planet is going, he truly believes that we have about till 2030 at current rate of living. He truly believes that we are running out of time for to have a society as we have it. At current rates of energy consumption, etc. But he's down in Belize in the jungle, hanging out with the birds and the wildlife, and he's great. I mean, he does a really great show. He broadcasts whenever he can when the signal's good down there, and his presentations and his fact research is incredible. It's pretty spotless. So he's a good guy, Guy McPherson.
And Tim, try to please get from Philly Larry Krasner that won the Democratic primary for the DA in Philadelphia. Because Ed Rendell to endorse the Republican candidate.
What?
Yes. And a lot of other Republican Democrats endorsing this guy because they scared of Krasner.
Krasner was a hellacious. I remember Krasner's name. He was a hellacious defense attorney, if I remember right.
He supported. He defended Black Lives Matter and Occupy Wall Street.
Yeah, he's a really good lawyer.
We have somebody running for Congress here that is for Medicare for all, and I think it'd be good if she could get on your show. Her name is Courtney Rowe. I'll put the link in the chat. She is an aeronautical engineer, and for NASA, her area of expertise was near Earth orbit space debris. And she is extremely intelligent, but I don't think the Democratic Party is letting her have a word.
That's typical.
Eben, did you see the link? Okay.
I'll post it, yeah.
That's her Twitter.
I was going to say, we get there are people who want to come on the show, at least they think they say they do, and then they back out. I think it's because it's not, I think we got a safe room, you know what I mean? But for instance, Ben Jealous is running for governor of Maryland, and that's my state. And we've been following each other for quite some time. I met him in Philly, and he wanted to come on the show, and then I'm like, well, I try to schedule it, and then I hit a brick wall. I'm like, what's going on? So right now it's he went dark. I'm like, what's going on? But people get cold feet, guys. There's been a lot of not just politicians, but Hollywood people as well.
I will also mention it to her that I recommended that you call her.
All right.
Well, I think one of the things about you, Tim, is because you're sort of non-denominational politically, party-wise, and because you hook up with people on the phone all the time and have a good view of what
and
think.
Us on here.
I'm just a damn nice, cool dude. That's what
And
it's about.
yeah, and so I think to some extent that frightens people when they know they can't walk in and sort of bullshit. Yeah, I think there's a certain amount of intimidation there that happens too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They weigh the upside to the downside, but I think I was critical of O'Connor, but not overly critical of him. And I mean, he was sitting congressman. He took a shot, and I think it helped him actually.
Yeah, I think Roe got to come in and say his piece, and you didn't take cheap shots or anything. I thought that was a great interview.
Yeah,
you talked with the guy. That was good. You had a conversation, simple conversation.
And people who
That's
are
what we have to.
Go ahead.
I really think, excuse my French, these politicians, the Democrats, need to get some balls. They really do. They really do.
It's the system. The system is horrible.
Yeah,
it really
yes, it is.
It's horrible.
Oh, Tim, you know who you should get on your show? Josh Fox.
Yep.
He'd be great.
Been on the show?
Yeah, he was hard.
You know, Josh was on the show like what, 2 months ago?
Oh, he was. I missed that.
Yeah.
It's all good, man. I want to bring him back though. Josh is great.
Well, I just thought of it because I watched another fracking documentary last night, and I don't know if you've seen it. I put the link in the chat. It's fairly new, but it was reshared and it was new to me. Dave Anthony, I don't know if you know who Dave Anthony is, a comedian. He is big on the environment, and he shared it last night or the night before. It's recently.
Dave Anthony. I want to bring Dave Anthony on. We need to laugh, and then he's got a environmental bent to him. I like that.
By the way, Tim, if you invite Josh Fox, just make sure that you tell him that you won't have him on your show unless Susan Sarandon comes on too.
I've been trying to get Susan on the show for 2 years. It's okay. I'm going to go to LA, and then when I do, I'm going to go on the Jimmy Dore show because he invited me, and I'm going to find Susan Sarandon. I'm not going to go until I can know I can meet her as well and interview her, and then I'll time that with Jimmy.
Let's rent one of those big limo buses with the pole in it, and then we'll go to the Jimmy Dore show. We'll come out. Sup? What up? You know, like,
as long as you don't go anywhere near that pole, James.
Yeah, well, I'll be all over that
Is this a cross country like camping?
No, it'll have to be like it'll have to be a solid steel pole. Reinforced titanium pole.
Like a wrecking ball.
I don't. Ron Jeremy one. Have you seen that? Have you seen the Ron Jeremy? Have you not seen that? Oh my God!
I'll bring Ron Jeremy on the show. He followed me on Twitter.
Ron Jeremy did a parody of Miley Cyrus's Wrecking Ball. You can't unsee it once you see it.
Oh wow!
Well, I don't think I want to see that.
Yeah, I'm with James. I don't think I want to see that.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious. You have to watch it.
By the way, Tim, Anthony Clark. So Joy Button, she's the one that was really responding to me on YouTube. So she says that Anthony Clark is a go for a panel interview. So we just need Danny K. Davis, who will be your second congressman that you'll interview, and then we can settle this whole thing on the Chicago's Illinois 7th district.
Yeah, dude. Like I said, I think is that Joyful Noise on Twitter?
I don't know her Twitter. I just know her on YouTube.
Okay. Because I got a lot of information today about Danny Davis, and really changed my perspective. Really did.
Did you guys hear about Illinois officially going bankrupt yesterday?
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, there's a lot of serious politicians out there that are seriously considering like cutting up Illinois and splitting it amongst the surrounding states because they're so broke.
Tim, you're right. Joyful Noise is her Twitter account.
That's it. She's fantastic, man. She's a wealth of information.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Barack Obama ruined the political career of the guy that could have saved Illinois.
Yes.
The meeting where they were picking which one to vote for, him or forgot the other guy's name. Everybody, wow, this guy talks so well, he should run for president instead. And everybody just after that point, it was no consideration at all. And basically, the Obama just blew wind, and the other guy really knew what he was doing. And he did step in and saved Illinois the first time it was going to go bankrupt, and he averted it. But quickly, the Blagojevich got arrested, and that really pretty much ruined everything.
Look, guys, all I can tell you is, keep the ideas coming, and I got an open door policy always, man. Email me or hit me up on Twitter. If you're not on Twitter, get on Twitter. Like, I'm on Twitter more than I'm on Facebook, so like you can DM me even if you don't want to send emails, because I know everybody's not an email person, But Tim@TimBlackTV.com, and I just want to say thank you so much for going, and keep the conversations going, and call into the show, and I appreciate you so much, guys. What we're doing is important. It's bigger than us. What we're doing is bigger than us. You guys are proof of that.
No, we appreciate you.
We appreciate all you do.
The primary, if we hadn't found you, I don't know what, you know.
We'd be watching Sham Cedar.
That would be our only source of knowledge.
Oh, Tim, I just have to tell you, that part where you animated the floating hearts. About Pelosi, that is the killer on that video.
It was an amazing video, Tim. It was hilarious.
Hey, look, I know some people say I shouldn't have done that show. I don't agree with them at all. Like, you gotta, like, you know, it was great, and it wasn't just great for me. It was great for other people. I've gotten so many messages from notable people who were just thanking me for doing that. Like, people that you love, and since they didn't do it publicly, I can't say, but people that you love have sent me stuff like, Tim, thank you so much, from different camps politically. The people, the progressives, like, I saw that video, Tim, like, hit me up at midnight, hit me up at 3 in the morning. I saw it. So, like, I'll do it again, and I don't regret it at all.
I think anytime you shine a light on someone like that, it's great. You know, there's no negative to that.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
such a funny way.
I mean, he could have. I mean, Sam could have saved himself if he was really interested in doing so, but he chose to be evil, and well, you pay the consequences for being.
And he chose to be triggered.
Yeah. I mean, like, he buried himself talking about his agenda. Like, I mean, really, if you just let him talk, I mean, he probably just would have made your talking points for you too, you know? Just ruined it.
Exactly. Who just said that? Who just said
Stevie.
Stevie. You're right, Stevie. It wasn't me. It was what he said. He heard himself.
Yes. Oh, it was bad. It was bad.
It's like, yeah, if backstabbing your friends for ratings doesn't do you in, admitting that you are willing to lie to your audience in order to make good with the establishment, oh yeah, that's definitely going to ruffle some feathers.
Absolutely.
I still can't believe he just almost flat out admitted, yeah, I'll lie to him. I don't care. It fits with my agenda. Yeah.
That I know better than them type of attitude. Like, it's for their own good that I lie to them. It's good.
I know.
It's crazy.
You have to be the world's worst propagandist if to flat out admit that, yeah, I lie to my audience, so what?
Hey, if you're trying to get a spot on MSNBC sometime, that's part of the portfolio, right? And just put that on your resume and you're in.
I feel like that joke about Marlon Wayne's. You know, like, if I had to be branded with that name, I'd sooner put a bullet through my head.
Good night, everybody. I need to go going. I got to be up early for work. Thanks for joining.
Okay, bye, Bram.
Bram. Guys, take care,
Bram.
Peace, my brother. Look, guys, I got to bounce too. I got to get something to eat. It's been a long one, but you know what will be tomorrow? 9 p.m.
Freedom Friday.
Well, hey, Tim, did you ever get that?
Turner.
Thanks for stopping in.
Tim, did you ever get that email I sent you about whenever I called in the first time about Bill Nye selling out and like the response to why all those things he said were wrong?
I remember something like that.
I do remember that.
Okay, because there's a new one that came out where that same guy who debunked all of Bill Nye's talking points just debunked all of Steve Savage's talking points, and it was pretty good.
Oh, that reminds me. Tim, I know this may be going back a couple weeks, but I remember sending you that and I tried to send you an article a couple of times talking about what was it? It was something about how Hillary Clinton had been was given too harsh of a press coverage.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, that's funny. That's
No, they glamorized Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, just like,
poor Hillary. Oh, poor Hillary.
And good night, folks.
That's
why we go on for 4 hours.
Stopping by. We really appreciate it.
That's hilarious. All right, guys.
Aloha. Aloha.
Aloha, brother.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks, Tim. Bye,
Thank
Tim.
you
Bye,
so much,
Tim.
Tim.
Good night.
Bye.
Take
I
care.
think I'm out too.
All right. So, do you guys want to switch to anything goes?
I think that
Anything goes.
I think that's good.
All right.
Who set that up, man? Who set that up? Evan? Did you
No,
set that
Tim said I think I can come into to after
That's
hours.
fucking awesome,
tonight.
dude.
Yeah, he's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
No one ever really does that. No internet
Tomorrow.
personality really talks to their.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh God,
Hard Bastard
Fine.
said he was going to come on, and I think maybe I keep thinking it's Kevin for some reason because he cusses just like him.
Hard Bastard's got a distinct voice.
Yeah, he does. He's not. It's. I've been going back and forth, and I'm like, nah, that's not Kevin.
Hey, I missed the first little bit of Tim's show, or actually maybe the first 30 minutes. Did he talk about Jamarl, or has that been brought up?
Him being
About
sick.
his
Yeah.
I didn't.
About his
I didn't
medical
hear it in there.
condition?
Oh.
Yeah.
I was going back and forth and watching him and Camp and Dore.
Okay. I just happened to catch it shortly after he posted it, and he seemed to really be like, I mean, I understand this as someone with a chronic health issue, that he really didn't want it. He doesn't want it to define him. He's really like, he was like, I'm taking cameras to the hospital. So he's
he did.
He's like, I'm out to save the world. And he seemed to be real, you know, he talks so deeply about everything, but he looked worried to me, I think, even though he was like,
I think he's worried about his wife and his mother.
yeah, he
more.
said that.
All right. So
Well,
everyone that's
he's gotta
on the stream
figure-
right now, I'm just gonna switch to anything goes, and so everyone can stay on, but try not to talk about too much good stuff.
Independent outsider is wanting to join back in.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that too.
I threw on my wife calls this my Dumbledore hat, so it's anything goes time.